Hello folks, Indiana Joe here again. Thought I'd do another video out here in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's about the last day of my vacation for this week, and I'm out here in a boat, just doing nothing, enjoying life, enjoying nature, enjoying no people around. And something I think I'm going to hit a topic on here today is I'm all by myself out here in the middle of nowhere, sitting in a boat up against the beach, just to sit here and enjoy nature. Most beautiful thing, one of the things God's given us. As far as the by myself thing, I'd like to have somebody here with me, but I'm kind of like a lot of other men. It just doesn't seem to be worth it anymore. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about MGTOW, MGTOW. That, in case you don't know what that is, that's men going their own way. We don't like this. We don't enjoy it, but what options do we have? It's really created a sad situation. And now, women can't seem to find good men. They want to ask where all the good men go. Well, I like to think of myself as a good man. And we didn't really go anywhere. We're everywhere. There's a lot of good men out here. There really is. But we've been burnt and hurt. And in my situation, I dated a few women, married one, stiffed it out for 15 years, and now I've been divorced almost 15 years from her. And that marriage was a complete hell, all the way up until the moment when my last child support check had to be paid out. And wow, has things changed a lot in such a short time. I probably dated a lot more women after the divorce than I have before I married my wife. Probably quite a few. And it's always the same thing. We're supposed to be the knight in shining armor. We're supposed to be the rich dumb guy. Which, of course, there's no such thing as a rich dumb guy. You ever heard that a fool and his money shall soon part? And that's a fact. And then you've got all the feminist laws that came in, the no-fault divorce, and the man's always, the one that loses in a divorce, quick situation. Caught my wife having an affair on me. Not once, but not even twice. I put up with that crap enough to catch her doing it a third time. Well, maybe that's a little bit foolish, but I had kids. I got two wonderful kids. I'm very thankful for these kids. They're adults now, by the way. And, a good guy wants to take the marriage to the very end. For better or for worse, and in sickness and in health, and, till death do us part. How many people in our generation can actually do that without things getting really hairy? And marriage is no longer a covenant between God and two becoming holy matrimony as one person. We don't become one whole anymore. No, it's not about holy matrimony. It's not about a covenant. It's about a government contract. And in this country, or at least in the state I live in, it's a government contract. You kiss her ass or you lose your ass. And men have figured this out. It's a really sad situation because it's just, what happened to love? Where did love go? Where did all the good women go? They're all entitled now. They're all for themselves. And if we don't comply with their orders, she'll just sign the dotted line. 70% of women do, go for the divorce, meaning 30% of the men actually file. I was one of those 30%. I couldn't take it no more. I worked my butt off the whole entire time I was married to her, and then I worked my butt off double time after I divorced her to get back everything that I'd gained. And now I'm, physically in quite a bit of pain. I really kind of wore my body out having to do double duty after the divorce. And I'm not against marriage and dating. I'd love to find a good woman, but I'm pretty picky. I've learned to be that way. Once you get burnt, you learn not to burn anymore. So yeah, I've dated a lot of women, and a lot of them have been like a one date deal. I've had some women last a couple weeks, and then I just had one that lasted almost 7 weeks. I thought maybe she was it, but then I found out deep inside she couldn't hold it. She just tried to be that dream woman of mine, but time always tells. She just had to have drama. Had to stir up an argument with me over the stupidest little thing. And then there wasn't going to be any just let it slide by and forget it and move on. No, it was going to be we're going to argue this out until we get to the bottom of it, to the very last minute. Well, no. That's not what a good guy's going to allow. There ain't going to be no drama no more. I've had my fill of drama moments. And I think many of us men have too. So if I have to die a single old man, well, that's so be it. Hopefully that's not going to be the case, but, I'm speaking in behalf of a lot of good men. I want to use that word good men because there's a lot of good men out there, but there's a lot of trashy ones too. There's a lot of men out there that's just for the ride, I guess you'd say, in a nice way. There's a lot of those. The guy that wants that perfect hottie so he can enjoy her for one certain purpose, but, a good man doesn't look at it like that. I would just like to have a companion that I could wake up to every morning. Be happy that she's there. Enjoy that, forever, till the end. For me to want to get married, or just at this point in time, I don't see anybody wanting to get married anymore, especially after they've seen what's happening to everybody out there. I mean, the bridal stores are whining and crying because they're not making any business. The people that makes cakes, the bakeries, they're hurting. Even the lawyers are starting to go towards other things because there's less and less people getting married. And a lot of the ones that aren't getting along is already divorced. And it's a bad situation we're in. Even the birth rate has declined drastically for many reasons, but this is one of those. I just don't know what to think about it. I'm going to tell you, I hate being lonely. I hate doing everything by myself, but, broken heart syndrome kills you, and I don't want that. So anyway, I just want to touch base here. So I wish women would wake up and get off their egos and see the problem and understand you can't change your man. The only person you can change is yourself. And if you want a good man, you're going to have to change yourself, because a lot of this stuff, men aren't going to deal with it no more. We're just done with it, you know. And I have a strong belief in the Lord, our Holy One and Only. And I really have a strong belief in Jesus died on the cross for us, for our sins. And we know all about what the Bible and the churches teach us about, you know. We should be married, not cohabitating. I don't know. There's a lot of opinion on that one. But what choice does a person have to do? I mean, since there's no such thing as a, you know, a covenant between God and both of us, and it's a government contract, literally made that way by the government for profit, of course. What choice does a person have? I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not against cohabitating anymore, because who wants to go through that crap? You think God had that in the plans for this divorce if your breath stinks? You know? No fault divorce, just divorce because you don't like him for whatever reason, or he don't like you for whatever reason, vice versa. It's a situation that, it's a really bad situation. But I can tell you this for a fact. Men can do without women a lot better than women can do without men. So you girls, you need to wake up. You need to understand what it takes to be a good woman. And I can tell you it has nothing to do with makeup. Not with a good man. We don't care about your tattoos and your mascara and eyeliners and fake eyelashes and hair extensions. The good man does not care about that. And I'll say this on my own behalf. I don't even care if you got a belly hanging down 5 inches. What I care about is that heart. Women need to take a big, strong, hard look at their heart and understand what they're going to have to do to change it. You know, we can't just take care of your butts forever and ever and ever. You got to help too. We need a hand. You know, we don't need to be pulling the whole train. So, yeah, I'm single. And this is a very beautiful day, and I'm enjoying it just fine without you. It'd be more fun if I had somebody here I loved. But, you know, maybe not. It's all in God's hands. He understands it all better than anybody. He knows it all. He knows what the deals are. And, well, you know, there's a beautiful crane over there. I'll try to see if I can't zoom in on him and get a photograph of this crane out there checking me out. He's wondering what am I doing. He thinks some humans are so strange. Well, we are. We are. Especially Indiana Joe. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I don't have a lot of subscribers, a lot of likes, but you know, I'm not big out there yet. I don't even put videos out, but maybe about once a month. So I want to thank you all for watching. Give me some positive comments. Goodbye, folks. Check out this crane. I'll try to see if I can't zoom in and get him and put him in the video. There's that crane. About as close as I can zoom up on him. He's only about maybe 100 feet from me over there on the other shore. I'm backed into this real deep cove.